A person's greatness is determined by their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven again and again through the lives of successful individuals like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, wrote, "What you think about, you become." But if that is true, why do so many people still struggle to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they fail to recognize their own potential? Today's story explores these questions and reveals a powerful lesson about success. Along the way, we will also learn some new words to enhance our English skills. So stay with us until the end. I promise it will be worth your time. Once, in a busy railway station, there lived a beggar. Each day he survived by asking passengers for alms as they waited for their trains. One day, as he was begging, he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. The beggar looked at the man's expensive suit and confident posture and thought, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him for money, surely he will give me a generous amount." With hope in his heart, he approached the businessman and stretched out his hand. But instead of handing him money, the businessman looked at him carefully and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar was startled. No one had ever asked him such a question before. Confused, he replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive by asking for alms. I have nothing to give to anyone." The businessman smiled faintly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman, and I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, I can give you something in return. But if you have nothing to give, I cannot give you anything either." With that, the businessman boarded his train and left. The beggar stood there stunned, replaying the man's words in his mind. "I've been begging for so long, but no one has ever said this to me." He wasn't rude, but he spoke the truth. If I can't offer anything in return, why should people give me something? For the first time, the beggar realized that maybe this was why people never gave him much money, because he offered them nothing in return. That night he lay awake, troubled and deep in thought. But what can I give? I am just a beggar. I have nothing. Yet the businessman's words kept echoing in his mind. If you want to receive, you must first give. For 2 days, he could not bring himself to ask anyone for money. His mind was too busy searching for answers. On the 3rd day, while sitting at the station, he noticed a small patch of wildflowers blooming near the tracks. Their vibrant colors caught his attention, and suddenly an idea struck him. What if, instead of only taking, I offer something in return? What if I give people a flower whenever they give me alms? Determined, he walked over, gently plucked a few flowers, and returned to his spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled and offered them a flower in return. To his surprise, people accepted the flowers happily. Some even smiled and thanked him. As the days passed, something incredible happened. More and more people began giving him money. He noticed a clear pattern. Whenever he had flowers, people gave generously. But when he ran out, donations dropped. So it's true, he thought. People like to receive something in return. One day, while handing out flowers, he spotted the same businessman on the train. Excited, he rushed over and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and accepted the flowers. "You have truly understood the value of exchange," he said. "Today you are no longer just a beggar. You have become a businessman." The train soon arrived at the next station, and the businessman stepped off. The beggar stood still, the man's words ringing in his ears. Am I really a businessman now? He wondered. For a long time he pondered the thought, and then suddenly it struck him. I now know the secret of success. I am not just a beggar, I am a trader. People aren't giving me money out of pity. They are paying me for the flowers I give them. This means I have a business. Excited and full of determination, he made a bold decision that very day. He left the railway station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, at the same railway station, two well-dressed men met. They exchanged a handshake, but one of them looked curiously at the other. "Do I know you?" he asked. The other man smiled and replied, "Yes, we've met twice before, right here on this very train." The first man frowned, trying to recall, and then his eyes widened in surprise. "Wait, you're the beggar, the one I once refused to give money to, and then later I bought flowers from you." The former beggar laughed and said, "Yes, that was me. But today I am no longer a beggar. I run a successful flower business, and I am traveling now to expand it further." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller smiled and replied, "You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give. That day I realized I was never truly a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just had to see myself that way." The two men shook hands again, now as equals, and then boarded their trains, each heading toward his own future. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your inner potential, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful, because when your thoughts change, your future changes too. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, comment below with what you learned, and share it to inspire others. See you in the next story.